Yeah, so I'm gonna nerd out a little bit here. A part of my federal position, I'm an instructor, and we have to teach all kinds of subjects like electromagnetic warfare and assessments and deception and psychological operations. It's all this nerdy stuff. And a part of one of my assessment blocks goes into rating performance. I'm so glad you brought that up. So right now, VA adjudicators, and I'm saying that broadly because there's different levels of adjudicators, like a rater versus a person who adjudicates the claim and orders the CMP exam, right? Those are two different people. As far as adjudicators go, they are graded on performance. Hey, if I get 100 claims moved along, I get a gold star, right? Well, out of those 100 claims, 60 might be right. I'm kind of being generous there, to be honest with you. 60, hey, you did the right thing and ordered a CMP exam. The other 40, the veteran had an actionable and sufficient DBQ. They even had a Nexus Letter, which is like a little cherry on top, right? They have evidence in service. They have a current diagnosis. Not only am I going to send this to a CMP exam, I'm going to request a DBQ and a medical opinion. And it's like, well, I mean, why though, right? And you look at, well, okay, let's look at a VA adjudicator number 2. They only push 60 claims along because those 60 needed to be reworked. The other 40, looking at DBQs and Nexus Letters, you're going to have to read. It's going to take more time. So they just didn't get to it. Well, who gets a gold star? Is it the dude who got 100 claims moved along, or the person who got 60 claims moved along? And back to this assessment thing, I'm going to nerd out here for a bit. When you look at FedEx, way back in the day when air shipment cargo was a thing, they were paying people by the hour. Say, hey, I'm going to give you, it was back in the day, so I'm going to say $5 per hour to go ahead and load this plane. And what the assessments brought out is, hey, we're paying people by the hour, but we're not getting the cargo on the plane to the right place in time. What is happening? And their performance was based on by the hour. So what FedEx did was they changed the standard of performance and say, okay, you're going to get paid on the weight of the cargo on the plane. So now all of a sudden, instead of just willy-nilly, loading this plane up, I'm doing my 8 hours and I'm going home. That's what, $40, right? 8 times 5, something like that. But now when the performance has shifted to your payment is based on the weight of each plane, you know what I'm going to do? That 8 hours, I'm packing. I might even throw some bricks in there, right? I'm packing that plane as hard as I can because I'm going to get paid more. So yes, performance, how we grade performance directly affects operations, either in a positive way or a negative way. I'm going to stop it right there because I can go really deep. I mean, I've done this job for like 5 years and I could just go headstrong. So that is a huge problem that I'm hoping a Department of Efficiency would look at, right? Now, when it comes to the efficiency of the VA, I asked a question about 24 hours ago, to be exact. This is a poll on the CivDiv here. I said, is the Department of Veteran Affairs efficient? I got 1,000 votes in 24 hours, and 70% said no. And then these last two here say yes, but you suck, and no, but you suck. I do it for a funnies release. A lot of my friends will actually screenshot no, but you suck, and then they'll send it to me because they think it's hilarious. Anyways, so 74%, almost 3/4 of veterans on this channel do not think the Department of Veteran Affairs is efficient. So wouldn't it be a good idea to have someone look at the efficiency standard of government contracts, VA operations, and improving IT structures, right? Wouldn't that be a good thing? But yet when media comes out saying, I'm going to throw a headline out there, Elon Musk visits the VA and looks at veteran benefits. Everyone, myself included, my first thought is like, okay, this is bad. This is bad news. But then when you actually read the article, you find out it's looking at contracts. How much money has U.S. taxpayers given to OptumServe or QTC or LHI? What's the parent company of these? Who owns the parent company? You're going to find out it's some former VA employees, by the way. And that's something that needs to be looked at for sure. Those are my thoughts on efficiency.
Right.
Do I think the VA is efficient? Not at all. I think claims that are truly fully developed should go through the process, no exam whatsoever. And I think the veterans who do submit a truly fully developed claim, and we'll talk about what that is here in a second, a lot of them don't understand their rights in the process. Because if the VA does order an exam, the veteran has the option. Now it's risky because you're gambling on whether your DBQ is actual and sufficient or not. But the veteran has the option for the VA to rate the claim as is, but no one even knows what form that is. And we're just wasting government dollars left and right. At least that's the argument that I would make. And no, I don't think the VA is efficient at all. I'm glad that someone's looking at efficiency of the VA, and it's the second largest budget, by the way. DOD number 1, VA number 2. It's a lot. Now I'm talking on disability benefits specifically. There's also a huge healthcare side, which is a very, very large portion of the budget. What are your thoughts, Jason, unless you want to add to what I had just said?